Welcome back, everyone. So we are standing on top of all the dry.
Yeah, look at that red.
Look at that red. Look at that red.
Look at that red. We are talking about extreme and even exceptional drought conditions across most of the state of Georgia. We're going to get into that in just a bit. And the reason we have this drought is that we just haven't had those storm systems to move in here, even though we've been tracking them across the U.S. over the past few weeks. In fact, even now, there's yet another storm system moving through the Great Lakes and the Midwest. It is not going to make it here. You ask why? Because of a big area of high pressure that will continue to dominate our forecast. You see it there. This is sinking air. It is suppressing cloud cover in the atmosphere, and it's also acting as a brick wall, blocking rain chances from moving in here. So any storm system out west or any storm system from the north that tries to move in just won't make it in here because of that area of high pressure. So yes, we do have the drought as well as the fire danger. Notice this. You see that tan shading for most of the state of Georgia. That is the high fire danger that will continue until we get measurable rain. Now, there are some rain chances coming this weekend, but not quite enough to help with our drought conditions. In fact, you can see all that red we were just talking about, an extreme and even exceptional drought across the state of Georgia, as we just haven't had quite enough rain. We will see some rain chances coming into play this weekend. I'm going to be talking more about that straight ahead. But let's bring in meteorologist Jonathan Myers right now, and he's at a farmer's market talking about the conditions and just what that impact will be on our crops as well as our produce. Jonathan, even the rain this weekend, not quite enough.
Yeah, Troy, we really need more, and it has big implications on places like this. This is the Atlanta State Farmers Market in Forest Park, not too far from the airport here. Really kind of what I first want to talk about are the drought conditions. I mean, these are some of the worst conditions, the largest coverage across Georgia that we've seen in, about almost 20 years. So this is pretty notable. This has been going on since fall of 2025, and we have gotten to the worst point thus far. The area in red that you see, the lighter red, that is an extreme drought. Now, down to the south, a lot of growing areas here along the Florida-Georgia line. That's an exceptional drought, and we need more rain, or this is just going to get worse. And it has been getting worse. 9.6 million Georgians under drought conditions. This is the 12th driest March that we just finished out in recorded history, and a top 10 driest first quarter of the year. So really just, unfortunately, pretty wild drought conditions, and that has huge implications places like this, where we pick up our produce, and in fact, most specifically, peanuts. Interestingly enough, peanuts, 50% or so of peanuts that go to market are grown right here in Georgia, right in that exceptional drought area. And the planting season goes all the way through early July. Now, it's a very important time because this is when we plant the peanuts and they establish their roots so they can grow all the way through our extremely hot summer. If those roots don't get established and we don't get the constant rain, well, then you don't get as many peanuts, you don't get as many choices, and it gets really expensive for your pocketbook. So we need that rain, and it comes really more down to dollars and cents in a lot of cases. Troy.
And Jonathan, we will see some rain this weekend. Again, as you said, I don't think it's going to be quite enough to help us with the drought conditions and all of that you're just now talking about. Let's talk about temperatures. Starting off in the 40s and 50s this morning. Grab a jacket, you'll need it, but not so much into the afternoon. Going to a high of 80 degrees in Atlanta, and we are going to warm even more as we go through the next few days. The mid-80s for Thursday and for Friday. Notice the icons. Lots of sunshine across the board through the week. Then we track those rain chances. The next weather alert for your Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, not because of a big severe risk, but because we have rain in the forecast that will impact your plans. Again, as Jonathan pointed out, this is certainly a good thing with a 70% coverage of rain on Saturday, 40% on Sunday, 40% by Monday, with high temperatures in the low 80s.